Welcome to the Unc and Neph podcast. That's Neph. I'm Unc. Today is August 31st, Tuesday, August 31st. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good.
You good? Good.
I had a good day. I had a real good weekend.
We did, man. We did. We got a lot to unpack today, man. Might as well just dive into it, right?
Let's get to it.
Okay. What were your? I know we don't really have a lot to talk about the game, the fourth preseason game.
Right.
You know, a lot of guys trying to make the team. But what stood out to you, or what were your takeaways in regards to maybe the game, and then obviously with like roster cuts today and stuff?
So if you guys aren't aware, me and Unc actually went to the game.
Had a good time.
So we were there up close and personal, and Jabril Cox, he's fast.
Right.
He's got the sideline to sideline. I like him. Luke Gifford, the linebackers, the young linebackers stood out.
Yeah.
You know, they'll probably be playing a lot of special teams, but I like what I saw from those guys. And we also got our answer with our backup quarterback situation.
Right.
Earlier this morning, Jerry Jones was on 105 The Fan. You know, they were asking him questions about why basically they chose Cooper Rush over Garrett Gilbert.
Right.
When it seemed like Garrett Gilbert was in the lead for that backup quarterback position job all off season.
Yeah.
And it basically came down to Cooper Rush's consistency.
Mm-hmm.
He was there all off season, and they feel very comfortable with him running the complete offense.
Right.
Garrett Gilbert, they gave him every chance in the world. Dating back to last year in that Pittsburgh game,
right.
A lot of, including myself, a lot of us Cowboy fans were really excited with his performance.
Myself included, yeah. Exactly.
But he had a lot of issues hanging on to the football, especially in that game. We left a lot of points on the board.
Right.
And those issues showed up again in the preseason.
Yeah.
So earlier today, they cut him.
Yeah.
And they also cut Ben DiNucci.
Right.
Which they'll probably bring Ben back on the practice squad.
Possibly. That is a possibility. My thoughts are on Ben. I don't, unless they think he's gonna develop into maybe a good backup. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back.
You think they should move on?
Yeah, I mean he's what a six.
Yeah, I mean I agree with you. The only reason why I think that they're gonna bring him back is because, as I alluded to last week, he's Coach McCarthy's pet cat.
Right. Yeah.
Pittsburgh guy.
Right. Exactly.
You know, he drafted him.
Right.
He probably doesn't want to give up on him after 2 seasons. But
exactly. But
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I think, can he get better? Yeah, he can get a little better, but he may just be who he is.
He went 8 for 16, 93 yards, 1 touchdown.
Right.
He was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throwing it into triple coverage.
Right.
That was horrible.
Terrible. What else you got over there?
Malik Hooker. They wanted to see if they wanted to get a feel for his health.
Right.
And I think they're pretty confident that he's going to be healthy.
Right. I remember, because Jerry alluded to that as well.
Right. He also alluded to that.
He's going to make the team.
Right.
Right. Some other noticeable cuts, obviously they did roster cuts today. If you want to find those roster cuts, you can go to DallasCowboys.com and find those cuts. But some other noticeable cuts. Defensive end Rondell Carter, safety Darian Thompson, and defensive tackle Justin Hamilton were all cut today as well. But I do anticipate those guys being added back to the roster. I think a couple of them have to clear waivers, but I do anticipate them being back on the roster. Let's see. Any news on Dak that you wanted to discuss?
Yeah.
My guy's healthy.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
I think we can put all the shoulder thing to rest.
He's good to go.
What's crazy is that it's almost like through this shoulder injury, people forgot he snapped his ankle.
Exactly. Almost in half. Pretty much in half, right?
So we seen him there. He was bubble wrapped.
Yeah.
All the starters were pretty much bubble wrapped.
We saw him there when we were on the field.
He's been thrown. He's made every throw you can make.
Yeah.
All last week in practice. No shoulder soreness.
Yeah.
He's got zip on the ball. He's ready. He's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
Me personally, I would have liked to seen him
get some practice,
get some snaps
maybe
in the
some
preseason. You know, especially when you see Tom Brady going 7 for 7 in his last preseason game.
Right.
You know, like.
I think if obviously if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, those guys would have played. Dak, Zeke, all the starters, they would have played in the third preseason game against Houston. They would have been in that game, but because of Dak's shoulder and they had him on a pitch count, he didn't get in the game because that was going to be their dress rehearsal game. This was a dress rehearsal game for Tom and them because it was their third game. Remember, we played 4 preseason games.
Right.
So, but I understand, like we talked off air, how you like guys to practice though, and I'm the same way.
Guys practice.
Yeah, so he's been in there practicing, and we got what, a week and a half.
I mean, even if they called 3 straight run plays,
right?
I just wanted him to be able to step on that field.
Yeah.
You know, fully dressed.
Exactly.
And just get some live reps.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not mad at their decision.
Because, no, not at all.
You know, he's gonna be healthy.
Right.
And it's a long season.
It's a very long
We're gonna
season.
have an extra game to play this year, so
definitely
not.
Let me take a step back. As far as cuts, let's talk about some other teams that made some noticeable cuts today. I forgot to mention this. Cam Newton got cut today by the Patriots, man.
Hey, you know, if he's willing to come over here and be a backup and accept his role,
right?
I mean, this is the perfect situation for him to come into.
Yeah.
You know, look at Andy Dalton last year.
Right.
Kind of, sort of the same situation.
Right.
I mean, obviously he's better than Andy Dalton, but you know, a veteran. He's been around the league a lot. Former starter.
Right.
Pro Bowl caliber player.
Right.
You come into a situation to back up a quarterback that just got injured.
Right.
So we don't know what's going to happen with Dak moving forward. You know, we hope for the best health, but it's football. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And it'll be a luxury to have a Cam Newton back there.
Right. The only thing is, and I think this may have been what the Patriots were thinking as well. Jerry wants all his players to be vaccinated, like 100%.
Right.
And I think that went into the decision making to let Cam go because he's not vaccinated. Right. And Jerry wants all the guys vaccinated.
Well, it throws a wrench.
It throws a wrench.
You know, with the NFL protocols, it throws a wrench if you're not vaccinated.
Exactly. So, I mean, right. And it's, personal choice. It is what it is. But as far as teams go, Jerry wants his guys to be vaccinated. I think most teams want their players to be vaccinated because it makes it easier throughout the season. You don't have to go through these
NFL wants you to be vaccinated. And
right.
they made it to where if you're not vaccinated, it's going to be hard on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this isn't working at any other place.
Right, exactly.
You know, these are their rules, and it hurts the football team if you're not vaccinated.
Right.
Because from that regard, being vaccinated is the best decision you can make for your teammates, and for the organization, and for the fans that are, wanting to see you play on Sunday.
Exactly.
As far as the personal decision and all that, we're not going to get too much into that. We want to talk football, but yeah, as far as being vaccinated, that's going to play a major role this year for teams.
For a lot of players.
Right, like you're going to hurt your football team if you're not vaccinated.
Right. You can't.
You come down with COVID.
Right, exactly. So, like I said, if, he, like you said, he'd be a good backup for Dak if he could work all that stuff out. Let's see. I know that anything on the injury front, I know Kelvin Joseph, he injured his groin in a game, in the preseason game on Sunday, and I think he's gonna be out.
He's gonna be out
for a little bit.
He's gonna be out for a little bit.
So, what do you feel about the cornerback?
Anthony Brown? Expect to see Anthony Brown out there. I know a lot of Cowboy fans don't want to hear that, but week 1, expect to see Anthony Brown opposite of Trayvon Diggs.
Right.
That's what you're gonna see out there.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, yeah, I mean, he probably wasn't going to start regardless of if he was healthy
right.
or
He
not.
wasn't.
But we would like for him to be healthy because he's losing reps now.
Yeah.
You know, for a rookie player, that's big time. Every rep is important for those guys.
Right. You know, I think for Kelvin, I was anticipating some more out of him in training camp and everything, and I just don't feel like he like jumped off the field, off the page in my eyes. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't like the pick because he hasn't played a whole lot of football. Right. Going back to his college years, he doesn't have a whole lot of experience. Mm-hmm. His talent is off the charts. Right. So, I'm not disappointed with the pick. But they passed on from the safety out of TCU. Yeah. Me personally, I wanted them to go that route.
Same.
But they chose Kelvin Joseph. He obviously had some issues off the field. You know, now he's injured, whatnot. But yeah, so moving forward now, it's going into the season. They made their roster trim down. I don't think you can expect anything crazy to happen from now and next week.
Right.
So this is pretty much the team we're going with into week 1.
Mm-hmm.
On the injury front, Lyle Collins, I know he had some stinger issues.
That's
in my personal opinion, I'm a little concerned about that because he had all season last year off. You know, he had all year to get his body right.
Right.
If you guys recall, he got in a car accident before the year started last year, and next thing you know, he's having injury issues. Mm. He had surgery, I believe. I don't know exactly what the procedure was, but
that surgery was on his hip.
On his hip. Mm. I don't know if that was related to the car accident or not.
It wasn't.
They're saying it's not, but who knows? You know, he didn't need surgery until he got into a car accident. Now he's having stingers, and he hasn't even played in a game. He played in the preseason a few snaps, but he hasn't played a full game, so that should worry you a little bit.
Yeah,
that's your starting right tackle.
Oh yeah, I mean if you got stingers, you got to should worry.
Knight out there starting that right tackle.
But Mike McCarthy said, I mean they can tell us anything, but he said they don't anticipate that being something that's going to hold him back. But again, it's a stinger, it's a neck and a back type of thing. And when you're right or left tackle in this league with the neck, come on, man, that's gonna
affect you.
It's gonna affect you.
They're gonna test it out for sure. Week 1.
Hopefully, he's gonna be good to go. And you know those guys got top of the line doctors and training staff, so they'll get them ready for each game. Luckily, it's week to week. It's football. It ain't like basketball or baseball where you got a game every day. So you can get them together week to week.
How about this? I'm looking at the schedule here. You know, obviously they'll start getting ready for the Buccaneers. I'm sure they're already getting ready for them, but they're going to open up the game plan for them and start installing that game plan next week.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of run down the schedule and, you know, mark off wins and losses.
Okay.
And get some predictions. And for you guys watching out there, feel free to drop in the comment section what you think our final record is going to be. Feel free to join in on anything we're talking about. Also, while I have y'all's attention on that, subscribe, like. You can follow us on Instagram, Neph Podcast. So, let's go. Week 1. Win, loss. What do you got?
You know I'm a homer, brother. I'll say we're going 17-0, but obviously, you know, it's the NFL. It's not really. It can happen, but I honestly feel like we're gonna go into Tampa and shock a lot of people. I just feel that way.
So you got them winning that game. I got them losing week 1.
Okay.
Obviously, we'll get down into the breakdowns of the game next week on that game.
Correct.
But yeah, I have my reasons for why I have them losing that game. They got all 22 starters coming back. Blase, Super Bowl champs defending.
Yeah.
Greatest quarterback of all time.
Right.
They're going against a lot of odds. Dak's just coming back from injury.
True.
I'm sure he's got a lot of rust to shake off.
Right.
A lot of young guys on defense.
You're choosing with your head. I'm choosing with my heart.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and mark them on a loss on that one.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to jot down over there for your wins and loss on the column. And then week 2, we travel to the Chargers. So we're opening up the season on the road, 2 games straight on the road.
Yep.
I think that's a very winnable game for us. I'm going to say they're going to win that game against the Chargers. That's the Los Angeles Chargers now.
Right. I got them winning that game.
Okay. Let's go to week 3, Philadelphia. That's the home opener, Monday Night Football. I got them coming home and winning that game.
W, baby.
Philly's not, they got a lot to work on this year.
They got a lot to work on. I don't think they're sold on Jalen Hurts at all, to be honest with you. They can say whatever they want. I don't think they're sold on him. But, yeah, they got a lot to work on.
Okay, then they open up with Carolina the next week.
Sam Darnold doesn't scare me. Their coach is still, a second-year NFL coach. I got us winning that game.
Yeah, their biggest threat is, what's the running back's name over there? He's always injured. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name too, but yeah.
Christian McCaffrey. So, yeah, that'll be their only threat they have to really worry about over there, in my opinion.
Right.
So I got them winning that game. Then they host the New York Giants. I have them beating the New York Giants. Daniel Jones is going to throw you the football a few times.
He's going to give you some.
He's going to give you a lot of opportunities. This defense is really improved.
Yeah.
Speaking on our defense.
Right.
So I got us winning that game as well.
I got us winning that one.
Then we travel to New England.
I got us winning against the Pats, man. You got a rookie quarterback who's gonna be starting. Although Bill and the Patriots do have a lot of guys coming back who opted out last year, especially on defense, so their defense is gonna be better. But I think offensively, we're gonna be better offensively.
So you just might have us winning 17 games this year.
You know, like I said, I try to use my head and my logic
if we win
in
that
this too.
first game, yeah, I don't see us losing any of those games coming up.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
So I got us winning that game as well.
Right.
But I also can see us losing that game because it's Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
You're going against Bill Belichick.
Right.
But me personally, I think we're gonna win that game. So
right.
I got us at 5-1 through 6 weeks. Week 7 is a bye. They're gonna have time to get rest. What do you think about having a bye at week 7? That's gonna benefit us, or are you more of a fan of having one later in the season?
I like them later in the season. Now, if this was a 16-game season, that works out in my opinion. But that extra game matters. So after that, you still have 10 more games to play. You know what I mean? So maybe if the bye was week 8 or 9, I'd feel better. But look, that's when our bye is. We can't do anything about it. So we'll get some guys healthy. Hopefully there are no big injuries by that time, but some guys can get some rest, and then we keep moving forward.
Week 8, Minnesota Vikings at Minnesota.
That's at Minnesota. You know, Minnesota
that could be a trap game there.
Could be a trap game. Minnesota always plays us hard. Mike Zimmer's gonna have that defense ready. He's gonna have them good to go. Kirk Cousins doesn't scare me though. We beat him. Dak obviously has beaten him. That's in Minnesota, right? Man,
I got us winning that game.
I do too.
And I know we're probably sounding like homers right now.
Right.
But a lot of those teams, I don't really I'm not.
They don't scare me.
None of them.
Right.
I think that's a very winnable game. That puts them at 6-1 going into week 9.
7-0 for me.
Denver Broncos. I have us losing that game.
That's at home, right?
That's at home. I just feel like that's one of the games that we've always struggled with the defense like that, the corners they have, the pass rush they have.
Does Teddy Bridgewater scare you, man?
If I'm just seeing us,
maybe
our record, we're hot, we're coming in this game, and it's one of them humbling type of games for me. against a good defense, I see us losing that game. I see the Broncos being a real good defense. They got a really good wide receiver core. I can see them running the ball a lot this year and just protecting the football.
Right.
I have us losing that game.
Okay. I really don't see Bridgewater lighting it up. I mean, yeah, their defense is going to be good, I think, because is Von Miller's going to be back healthy?
Von Miller's back. They got another guy across from him, too.
That's good. Then they drafted one of the cornerbacks that we wanted. They picked, I can see the
Patrick Surtain second.
So I can see them being good.
Also, they got one of the best safeties in the league over there. They just re-signed him to a long-term deal. I want to say his name is Justin. I forgot his name.
Okay.
But he's one of the best in the league.
Okay.
He's at the top of his position.
Okay. So I mean, again, but like if our offense is clicking on all cylinders like it has been the past couple of years, like last year before Dak went down, we were scoring 32.6 points a game. So they got to stop us too.
And so then you got them winning.
I got a W on that one.
Let's move on to week 10. At home, Atlanta Falcons.
Oh man.
I got us winning that game. I don't believe in Atlanta's defense.
No. Or Matty Ice.
So after that, they're gonna they go on the road to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, I got us losing that game. I can see him shredding our secondary.
That's my first L.
Andy Reid's a hell of a coach.
Only because, like, for me, I love being a homer. I don't care what y'all think, Cowboys Nation, or whoever else is out there listening. For me, I feel like we can beat anybody. But to be realistic, it's going to be a tough game, tough environment in KC. It's going to be cold. I'll give us an L right there.
Okay, so then you come back home for Thanksgiving and you play the Raiders. I can see us winning that game. You're obviously coming off, 1, 2, 3 days of rest, and then you're playing Thursday.
Yeah.
So I see us winning that game. I got us winning that game.
I got us beating the Raiders.
Then we go on the road at New Orleans. I got us losing that game. I think New Orleans is going to be good this year. I've seen enough from Jameis Winston this preseason. It doesn't surprise me. Sean Payton's a guru. At New Orleans, crazy stuff happens there.
It's going to be a primetime night game in New Orleans. Going to be a crazy environment. I can go either way. Jameis is gonna get that thing up a little bit too, man. He gonna give you the ball a little bit.
He's gonna give you the ball.
I think Sean Payton has reeled him in. He's gonna do wonders with Jameis. I'll give us an L right there. On the road at night game in New Orleans.
Then we get to the back end of our schedule and it's loaded with NFC East games, divisional games. Dak owns our division.
Yeah, he does.
So, at Washington, I got us winning that game. I don't think Washington has enough offensively. They got a decent run. They got a good run game, decent. Fitzpatrick, I just don't believe in him.
Not at all. He's going to give it up a little bit, too.
He's going to give you
some opportunities.
Yeah, so.
Their defense is good. But
I got us winning that game.
That's a W.
Okay, then you go up the road to New York.
That's another W.
That's another W. Okay, then you come back home and you play Washington.
Again.
I personally think that's going to be another W. Then we turn around and host Arizona. I got us losing that game. I think Arizona is a good football team. I can see us losing that game. I think that's another one we probably would lose.
It's one of those games that if we lose it, I don't think I would be surprised because it's one of those games where they should beat them, but they may end up losing. I got us winning because they're not going to let them do us like they did us last year. Kyle Murray came in here and
he was talking some trash,
talking all that crap and running all over us. Yeah, so I got us winning that game because it's a personal thing for me.
Right.
And I think they're going to take it personally.
Right. So then we turn around and play at Philly.
The last game.
I got us winning that game. We could very well, depending on where we're at in the standings, we can very well rest guys. I still think we're going to win that game. I have 12 wins here.
That's 12-5. That's legitimate.
Yeah, I have us at 12-5. With that record, you're competing for a 2 seed probably.
Right. I think as far as like certain games, your logic makes more sense than my heart. Obviously, I got us at 15-2. But
if
there's no way,
you're right, we're winning the Super Bowl. So I hope you're right.
We could win the Super Bowl.
No, you're right. You're right.
So,
but if you're right, that means they're going to be the best team in the NFC this year. So
I got us losing to KC and New Orleans. I just really think that first game in Tampa, they're just going to come out and they're going to – because
that's
Tampa's
a big-time game.
It is. Tampa's going to come out with all the fanfare. They're going to be dropping banners and Super Bowl banners and stuff like that. So I think the guys are going to be kind of hyped up and like, no, let's ruin their parade a little bit and go in here and beat them.
Right.
And that's my thinking. But on paper, should the Bucks win? Probably, yeah, because they got all freaking 22 starters back.
Right.
You know,
it's
from
like
the Super Bowl
first
win.
team to ever
do that. So
since the merger.
Right. But it wouldn't shock me that we go in and beat them. I'm giving us a chance.
Right. So 12-5, that gets you in the playoffs. 15-2 gets you a 1 seed. Yeah. You're hosting everyone at home. Home field advantage.
Yeah.
Feel free to drop y'all's records below. No 8-8 slander.
Can't go 8-8 this year.
Yeah, you can't go 8-8 this year. It's impossible.
Yeah. But that was fun. And so what we'll do next week, well, we've got to prepare for the Bucks game, right? We're
gonna start getting into the Bucks game. We're gonna
do some research on the team, injury reports, to get some
practice updates.
We're gonna do some research on the Bucks, because we're gonna have to bring some information on them. That's our opponent. Then our practice updates, like we said, with our team. Break down what we already think who.
Yeah, we're gonna get in detail on breaking this game down next week with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Exactly.
Also, I'd like to throw this out there. Defense. Where do you see this defense ranking at? Do you see them a middle of a pack type defense, hovering around that 15?
If we're middle of the pack and we're scoring over 30 points a game like we have been the past few years, this team's going to be good. And there's no reason why we can't go 15-2 or 14-2.
Me personally, I got a feeling they're going to lean on the run a lot this year. I know we have a lot of firepower. I think we're going to throw the ball a lot too. But I think this team, they want to run the ball.
Yeah. I
really do. If you paid attention to Hard Knocks,
right.
McCarthy, from the very first episode, said he was, I'm sure he was half jokingly saying it, but I think he was kind of serious too. Like, they don't even have to give Zeke any practice reps.
Yeah.
Because he was in mid-season form, according to McCarthy.
Right.
At the beginning of practice, just in shape-wise.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can see them leaning on the run, Dak coming off his injury, getting those linemen moving forward instead of backwards all the time. I think they want to establish a good run game, protect your defense. Me personally, I see our defense hovering around the 12 to 14 area.
Okay.
And I think that with this offensive talent, I think they can win the Super Bowl hovering around that area.
Right. I agree. I think, but if say they're hovering around 15 to 12, they're gonna get better though.
They're gonna get better.
As the season goes on with football, teams get better. Teams evolve. Some teams stay where they are and don't evolve. They're just a bad team.
This team is definitely gonna get better with all the young talent they have.
Dan
Quinn.
Lost my train of thought.
First year defensive coordinator.
Yeah, with the Cowboys, like he's got skins on the wall. He's got a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator with the Seahawks. So, and the guys like we talked about last time, man, the guys have bought into his style of play and what he wants to do. So I think the defense is gonna hover around the middle of the pack, but I think they're gonna evolve as the season goes on, and they might crack the top 10. It might be.
Let's end it with the offense.
You know, man, you know how I feel. We both feel about this offense. Even everybody in the league, all the media knows.
Hey, you guys too in the comment section, drop where you think they're gonna finish at defense.
Yeah, y'all give us y'all's takes. What y'all think as far as the defense?
Yeah, y'all join in on this talk.
Yeah, we like to see that on the YouTube channel. Read your comments and reply to them. But I think the offense is gonna be good. We got, if everyone stays healthy, like we always say, right?
That's the biggest.
That's the thing. If everyone stays healthy,
staying healthy,
there's no reason why we can't have a top 3.
This is a playoff team if they're healthy.
Playoff, as long as the defense does what
I think the defense. I think Michael Parsons is that good.
Me too.
I think Keanu Neal is going to be that good.
Right.
He's moving from safety to linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are going to be flying.
They're fast.
My concern on defense is going to be, my biggest concern is still the cornerback position.
Okay.
I'm still I don't know where we're going to be at the cornerback position.
Right.
They're going to get tested right out the gate.
Right.
Pass rush next. I know Randy Gregory's there, but he still has to put together a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen him do that. We've seen glimpses of him. Tank Lawrence, I don't remember how many sacks he had last year, but a lot of people would say he underperformed. For as much money as he makes, he needs to be a 10-sack guy.
With that though, see, that's the thing with fans. It ain't all about sacks. I'm sorry. Like he is a run stopper. He does other things.
And he's great at run stopping.
Right. He does other things.
But when you're getting paid $100 million, you gotta stop the run and go sack.
But that's the thing. We sacks is like the glorified pretty thing that people want to see. But he takes on double teams every game. Takes on double teams every game.
But that's a part of what comes with his stature.
Which is why he does other things. How many sacks did Khalil Mack have?
He had over 10, I'm sure. Okay. DeMarcus Ware, we watched him for so many years get double, triple teamed. He still dominated. I seen Tank do it.
Right.
He was getting triple teamed when he went over 10. I agree with you. He's one of the best run stoppers in the league. Mm-hmm. But you got to get to the damn quarterback.
Right.
I don't care if you're getting double teamed. You better find a way to the quarterback.
Well, that's easy for us to say,
when you're making that much money, you got to get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
They're paying him to sack the quarterback.
Right.
Stopping the run, that comes with his job. Of course, that's his assignment. But I bet if you ask that front office, what would you like to see him do? They're going to say, get to the quarterback. Well, he's a pass rusher. He's a defensive end.
Yeah, he is.
His job is to get to the quarterback.
That's true. But for me, I think when you do everything, other things, yes, you want him to get to the quarterback. Yes, that's part of his job description. But his other part of his job description is to set the edge.
And he's doing a good job at that.
It's to stop the run. So it's not. It's easy for us to say go get the quarterback, but if you're getting double teamed a lot of games, you're setting up your other. If your other guys are getting sacks, and say Randy Gregory's got double-digit sacks, well, thank you, DeMarcus Lawrence, because you're getting double teamed over there. You're setting up your other guys to get sacks.
And I get all that with him, but you gotta get double-digit sacks, brother.
I know you want that, but
you're making some of the most money in the league.
You are.
That's no excuse. Oh, I can stop the run and I do a good job at this. His production is falling off. Bottom line.
I don't agree with that. Because of everything else that he does. Like if your other guys are on the defensive line are getting sacks,
longer getting to the quarterback. You know why he got that contract? Because he was constantly getting to the quarterback.
Right. Wasn't he a little hurt? Didn't he have surgery this offseason too? So maybe that has something to do with it.
And that's kind of why I'm where I'm at now, because I gave him the benefit of the doubt last year. I agree with you. I thought he did some good things stopping the run. He's one of the best in the league, but I need your ass to get to the quarterback. We got to start sacking the quarterback.
Yeah.
You have to. When you make that much money, I don't think there's no excuses.
I don't think there are excuses. I just think when you're getting double teamed,
there's too many guys.
You got a big old tackle and a guard.
You're not wrong.
And you're 6'4", 256. You're not wrong. You can't do nothing about it.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, there's a lot of guys in the league that get double teamed and they're still productive. And if he wants to be what he says he is, hot boys, chained out, iced out, go earn your money.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to go get it. Last year you had your injuries, cool. You know, it happens. Injuries are a part of the game. Now there's no more, you know, these are facts. You were hurt, blase. Now, this isn't a feel sorry for me league.
No, not at all.
This isn't, he was hurt, you know.
It's a grown man league.
Yeah, I seen Dak snap his ankle last year, and that was it.
Right.
People were sad, and then after that week, they moved on. Yeah. You have to. The game goes on.
It goes on, man.
So
you gotta move on.
I just want to see him. I want to see him start getting to the quarterback like he was in the past.
Right.
Because if not, I think that starts raising question marks for him later down the road. But that's a topic for another day. But we'll see.
We'll see.
He's coming back from injury. He's rested all season.
It was,
Let's see what he does.
Right. And that's, part of the show. We're gonna disagree
We're not gonna agree about everything.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
so
I'm not gonna let off on that one.
And I'm not either, because I think we won't go on a tangent again, but I know what I think as far as D Ware. I think he's gonna get back to get to the quarterback again, like the fans want. But I just don't like the fans just rubbing on him just because he ain't getting sacks when he's doing other things, because he does other things. Yes, sacks are pretty, and that's what you want to see, but he's setting his teammates up to go get the quarterback too, setting the edge, stopping the run, and then those sacks are going to come. So
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
If he's getting to the quarterback, this defense is playing at its best. Right. When he's playing at his best, this defense is playing at its best.
Well, but then that goes back to why we think they can be good, because you got Michael Parsons. He's gonna
open some things up for him. He's gonna get them one-on-ones.
You got Randy Gregory. Man, those two bookends. That's a lot to stop, and if they can stay healthy too, it's gonna be a sight.
I love Randy Gregory, but I want to see something from him too.
Yeah,
because I want to see him.
Had a chance.
Yeah, because a lot of Cowboy Nation is already crowning him Charles Hayden. He hasn't even played a whole season yet.
Right.
Just realistically speaking.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to prove this year too.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, other than that, next week we'll get straight into the Bucks and start unpacking. There's a lot. I'm excited. The season starts Thursday.
The regular season starts. Cowboys Nation. Yeah, man, let's go.
They chose us to open the season up against Tampa Bay.
They did.
They know what brings the viewership.
America's team.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm excited, man. So next week, like Neph said, we're gonna break that Bucks and Cowboys game down. We had a good time at the preseason game this past on Sunday.
That was a blast.
But look forward to us being at the games. We'll bring you content from the games like we did for this preseason game. We're going to hit several more games up this year. And then just tune into us next week. We'll get those games. We're going to start the season off, man. This was fun again. We'll do it again, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say this before we end. For everyone listening, thank you. We appreciate it.
That's right, man.
Keep tuning in. It's going to get better and better.
It's going to get better and better.
Yeah. The Unc and Neph podcast.
See you later.